whenever I'm looking to buy a deal in the market, what I do as a strategy, head of acquisition, is to build a relationship with the brokers in that market. So that day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do two things. I'm going to meet with one of the top brokers in that market, and then I'm going to take our property management team for lunch. Those are the two things I said I was going to accomplish on my visit to Columbia, South Carolina. So I reached out to the broker. I said, hey, I'm coming to Columbia, South Carolina. Can we meet for lunch? He's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. In that same vein, I reached out to the property management team. I said, hey, you guys are managing our other project, which is the view at St. Andrews. Can you guys come? I'm going to take you guys out for lunch. They said, sure. So I booked both meeting in the same restaurant. So I got there. The broker came. Me and him started meeting, and then we started having lunch. There comes our property management team. 3 beautiful ladies. They walked in the door and they, hey, Tenny, how you doing? And this broker was looking at me like this, like, who's this guy? And interestingly, the broker knows one of the ladies because he's a broker. He sells a bunch of deals. And these are property management team that runs a lot of multifamily properties in the city. So he's known one of these ladies for 10 years. And he was like, how do you know this guy? Because this broker just met me for the first time. Like, how do you know Tenny? He's like, oh yeah, we manage your property down the view at St. Andrews. And Tenny just invited us for lunch. And the broker was looking at me like, who is this guy? So I was like, oh yeah. So I told them that, hey, you guys, please don't, if you don't mind, we're about to wrap up our meeting, me and the broker. I'll come and meet you guys in a second. You guys go ahead, grab a seat, grab a food, grab your bite, everything. I'll meet you guys in a minute. So the broker was like, you know what? I know we just meeting for the first time, but I think there's a deal you should take a look at. I say, can you tell me a little bit more about it? Now, because he met this lady and he saw that they help us manage our property, that increased my credibility, right? Because, of course, when you go to this meeting, they're trying to check you out, to try to understand who you are, what you can do, and all of that good stuff, right? So he's like, so I have this deal. It's in downtown. It was built in 1936 or 1935. But later it was a bank and it was converted to an apartment. We don't look at the 1930s deal. We look at 1980s or newer deals. He was like, no. I've never done this before. I don't know anything about deal conversion from old structure to an apartment building. So I kind of just was like, I'm not interested. So he was like, you should take a look at it. So what I did was like, okay, give me the information. I'll send it to my team that's sitting over there for them to tell me what they think about the deal. And I had 4 other deals that same day to tour as well with another broker. So I was like, well, if I finish this lunch with all of you, I have some other deals I have to go tour. But let me send it to my team members here for them to take a look at it, and I'll get back to you. He was like, well, check it out. When you're done with all your tours, I think you should check it. You guys should go check out the property. I said, it's okay. I'll go check it out. But in my heart, I was not interested. There was no interest at all. So I sent the deal to our property manager, the lead property manager, and boy, oh boy, this lady got excited. Do you know when somebody was so excited, now you started getting scared, like, why is this lady so excited? There's something here that is a little fishy now. I had to call Leslie to contain the flood of excitement that was coming towards me. So she was like, Tenny, are you serious? This deal in Columbia, South Carolina, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're gonna. She was just going off, like just telling us a bunch of things that we can make money. I'm like, we've never looked at the numbers. We've never done any details on the deal. She was like, Tenny, this deal, trust me, this is the best deal. You should invest in it. She was just going off. I called Leslie. Remember that day I called you? I was like, bro, I'm not sure what's making Lila so excited, but you probably need to talk to her because I cannot contain the excitement. So Leslie got on the call with her. I was like, okay, Lila, sounds good. Let's look at the numbers. Guys, you know one of those things, you underwrite the deal and it just penciled. The deal just penciled. This deal was moving so fast, I couldn't believe it. So deal penciled. Immediately, we put the deal. We submitted an offer on the deal. The seller accepted the offer. We brought our team out. All our team members flew out to the property, did our due diligence. And then the day we were doing our due diligence, the broker kind of pulled me to the side and whispered, I was like, Tenny, there's another buyer in the picture that's looking to buy the apartment and the land. I just brushed out like, bro, don't even tell me that. And he's like, but I just want to make sure you're aware. I'm like, no, come on now. We have my team over here. We're doing due diligence already on the asset. Everybody has flown out all over the country to be here. Let's just tell the seller we're going to close on the deal. We'll make it happen. After we left the due diligence, I had to go for a funeral with my wife in Philadelphia. Went for the funeral. We were on our way back, and I got a call. The broker was like, Tenny, I'm sorry, but the seller decided to go in another direction. And before this time, he was like, the seller is going to go in another direction because this other person is looking to buy another parcel of land that's adjacent to this asset, or behind this asset, sorry. I was like, listen, we're gonna develop it. We're gonna develop the land. How much is it? I started calling all the different developers I know, like, look at this land, what can we do on it? I started trying to figure, again, this is another big lesson to learn here, is like, don't try to become something that you're not. We started trying to become a developer of the land because we wanted the deal so bad, because the deal just makes sense. To cut long story short, the seller awarded the deal to somebody else. When I say this is one deal that I was lucky on, and it became sad, and I became lucky again, this is the deal. So I was so depressed. Another big lesson, don't get emotionally invested into it.
Don't get attached to a deal.
Don't
fall in love with the deal.
Don't fall in love with the deal. I was really angry, depressed. I was so sad. And in retrospect, that deal was one of those deals that when you think about it, some core things that you create as a human kicks in, because I did not hold it against the broker. I realized that this is just business. The seller wants to give it to somebody that have the capability of buying the property and the land. It only makes sense. It's just a business decision. There's nothing personal. And that's what I had to come to realization with. And then guess what? I called the broker again. I was like, what's going on? How you doing? What other project do you have going on? I put all of that frustration aside. I was like, okay, what's the vision? Except Capital, I want to buy more deals in Columbia, South Carolina, and in South Carolina as a whole. So we just started having a neutral conversation. And I think a couple of weeks later, he called me. I was like, Tenny, are you still interested in that deal? I was like, absolutely. Let's do it. And the deal came back to us. And now that deal is one of the best performing deals we've ever bought.
It's an awesome deal. It's doing so well. Spitting out way above any returns that we ever projected. Imagine a property delivering 14% cash flow in 1 year.
Yep.
Cash flow. Not even appreciation.
Yep.
Right? Very good deal. High performance, low maintenance, and excellent deal.
What would you think on that deal actually is making it perform like that?
I think it's the acquisition to begin with, right? We got it at like a very good basis. Then it's in a good location. That deal is right next to a hospital.
Right.
Remember that. It's right next to a hospital. It's not far away from USC Law School, right? So it's in an area where you have good tenants. Right. And there's not a lot of supply over there. Like that. And then it's a very unique property too. Yeah. That used to be a bank that got converted into apartments. So you have a lot of space. It's like stacked downtown Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah. So it's a downtown property.
It's a historic building. Like, it has this nice feature. I mean, it's a beautiful building, man.
It's a beautiful building.
None of our buildings, none of any of our buildings have a generator.
No, that's the only one
building that has a generator.
Yeah. So
has a backup generator that works and everything. It's like, it's one of those trophy assets that you get. You're like, man, how did you even? Sometimes you get in this business, you got to pinch yourself. Like, man, how did you actually?
I know.
How?
The funny thing is, like, sometimes we're so stuck in the work. It's like you don't understand what's going on. Yeah. Like you don't even pause to figure out. Oh my God, we just did that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like when we closed Park at Arlington lately, I was like, wait. Like I was just so caught in the bank, going to do this transaction, appointment, all of that, wired millions of dollars, broke escrow, you guys closed, now you own a $33 million asset. Like, okay. Team meeting tomorrow. We have to do this. Like you don't even. So there's those moments when you sit down and reflect, and then you overwhelm with gratitude.
Yep.
That we just trusted in ourselves. We trusted in the vision that was given to us, and then we just went out and took action, and then you snap right back out of it and you get back to work.
Exactly. Yep.